losing. But at the same time, I think we played two pretty good games back to back. So that's the most positive thing moving forward. And hopefully we feel better about ourselves as we move forward.
Name and affiliation, if you could, please. Thank you.
Back to the Boston World. Brad, talk about what changed in the second quarter. You guys made some line, or I guess even late in the first, when Gerald and then Phil came in. How did that change?
Well, I thought that, I told Gerald this today. I thought the Sully Kelly, with their ability to pass and stretch the floor, would open up some driving lanes for him and some plays for him. I thought that those three guys complement each other pretty well. So kind of made up my mind last night that we were going to go, Gerald off the bench and then went from there. And then I thought Phil gave us a spark, and I think any of the best teams that I've been a part of have had sparks off the bench. The energy level has actually gone up, or at least in a really good night stayed the same. And I think that's what happened. Excuse me.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, in the second half, you guys are up by 25. You won 22-28 against the Bucks. What do you feel like, aside from just hanging on, what do you feel like the difference in your play?
Well, they had a 13-point lead to start the game. I think this game in the NBA just fluctuates. It goes back and forth. That happens a lot. My biggest thing was get back on D and play the next play. I thought both times it started, Milwaukee and tonight, with baskets at the rim, fairly uncontested by them. So whatever's going on one end, or you miss a shot, or whatever the case may be, we've got to get the rim protected in those moments. And sometimes when you're up, you tend not to do those little things. And I did think Baxter, we extended a little bit, and it probably hurt us. We got a little antsy trying to extend it. But when I say extend the floor. And I thought we were picking Hayward up too high. I thought we were giving Burks up too high. And those guys get going offensively. They're hard to guard.
You were when you put Phil in the game and kept him in, that was when you guys really started to kind of turn the momentum in your favor. What was he doing with that group that he was out there that was allowing you as a team to be so effective?
Well, first of all, I thought he's good off the pick and roll. He passes well. He made good decisions. I thought in the second half he was a little bit tentative, and he can't play that way. And I don't want him to play that way. It's a hard position because he's trying not to make mistakes because he wants to play more, and that's no way to play. So he just needs to play free and play well. But he gets after the ball. He's quick to the ball. Guys like playing, with him out there, and so. We don't do some things as well with him out there, but we do a lot of things better, and so we thought we'd give him a shot.
And another guy, Brandon Bass, it seemed both ends of the floor, he came up with big plays for you down the stretch and really throughout the game tonight.
Brandon Bass was good tonight. Yeah, he was good tonight. He's been pretty consistent all the way through. I don't know if he's our leading scorer right now, but he's got to be close to Jeff, so it's a good thing moving forward.
Brad, I wanted to ask you just how do you feel about your first NBA coaching victory? You're going to keep the ball? What do you remember?
Yeah, Wick was nice enough to grab the ball for me, so that was really nice. I'm going to celebrate for a whole 12 minutes, and then I'm going to start watching Orlando and trying to figure them out. Obviously, they've had a great start to their season. They've got good young talent, and we've got a couple more road games. I feel like we've already toured half the NBA this week. So just a couple more road games this week.
Brett, just in the overall sense of feeling good about the operation and guys keeping their heads up, how important was it just to tuck a W?
Yeah, Steve, I never know. As a player, you're pretty resilient. You've got a lot of resolve with regard to, you're just going to go out and play the next day. And sometimes I think that loser spiral can happen, or the winning thing can happen where you can ride a wave, but at the end of the day, you're still playing a brand new 48-minute game every day. So I don't think it plays a huge role, but it is nice. The thing I'm most excited about is we've played pretty well in 2 straight games, and that's a positive. That's a real positive. In retrospect, I think we probably played, 4 pretty good games. We didn't play well in the fourth quarter against Milwaukee, but we played great in the first 3, and then we played pretty good at Toronto, so terrible at Detroit. That was the one that we didn't play well.
Brad, you met with Gerald today, you met with Marshawn. You're meeting with guys and just trying to figure things out. They're trying to figure you out. Is that part of this job that you're kind of getting accustomed to, or are you a guy who likes
That's
to
what I've always done. That's what I've always done. I've played every role. And I've never played at this level, but I've played every role. And I've sat and watched whole games. I've played a lot in whole games, and I know the feeling in both of those. And it's important to communicate to those guys that aren't playing as much. And I thought Hump was ready and did a great job for us in the first half. And Marshawn is really close to his opportunity. You know, all those guys have to do is maintain a good mindset, and they'll take advantage of their opportunities. And that's what I've been most impressed with those guys. They've been really good about it. Both of those guys have been really good about it.
Can you expedite the process of you guys getting familiar with each other, or is this just something that's going to take weeks to happen where they can understand where you're coming from?
Well, I think they, you know, and I think you always get frustrated when things don't go well for your team. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think everybody knows what they do well. And then it's about fitting that into our team. And, you know, I've said from day one, and I've told the team this, one of our biggest challenges is our evenness. We're pretty even, 1 through 13. And you know, and obviously when Rondo gets back, it's going to take somebody else's minutes, or at least, you know, alter the minutes. So it's just part of being on a team, and it's easy to be the guy getting all the minutes and all the glory, and it's hard to not be that guy. But, you know, the best teams that I've been a part of, those guys were all in, and they kind of made us go.